Good afternoon, doing a pre-purchase inspection today in a 1947 Packard Super Clipper. Real nice original car, about 83,000 miles I think. Just got done going through and photographing everything. Show chrome work on the bumpers, you can see how nicely those are done. All the trim was taken off. Everything appears to have been disassembled before the car was put back together and painted. Well, painted then put back together, how about it? I'm not going to mess with getting the hood back up again, but it does open, close, and latch from both sides like it should. The paint looks beautiful out here. This is the first time I've seen it outdoors. I've been doing the inspection indoors where it's not 95 degrees. Croker radials have great tread on them. I don't know how old they are. The car's nice and straight though. All the chrome and the trim was done. It looks like an acrylic lacquer. I don't have my digital paint meter with me, but here's my little bubble magnet. And just going around the car, I'm not going to do the whole car again, but the car's got great adhesion. The magnet mostly sticks on its own. Door corners are nice. It's that way pretty much all the way around. The readings vary. So I feel a little just hairline nicks and scratches. There's some elbow marks as you would expect from people leaning in and working on the motor. Couple hairline scratches on both sides related to that. Plating work is really nice. Again, the contrasting silver paint on the roof looks really good as well. So I don't think, if you're looking for a good driver quality repaint, I think this car would suit you. There's a hairline crack right here in the paint on the tailgate, on the trunk lid rather, somewhere, but I don't see it currently. Fender skirts fit nice, a little less adhesion back here. The magnet will stick but slide. Door jambs are in very nice shape. A reproduction style Mohair interior used on the seats and the doors, and the headliner's nice, and the carpet kit was changed. Floor's real nice and solid underneath the mat. Some original wiring in the back of the car. Jack is present. This tire needs to be tied down. Whoops. I guess I should show you what I'm doing. Rubber seal's got a little wear on it. But the interior shows really nicely. Faux wood trim doesn't really show any wear. Up top, it's got a little bit of arm sweat wear on both of the front door uprights. Door skins are in really nice shape. Some general wear and deterioration down there in the lowest portion of the trim. Courtesy lights all appear to be functioning. The fuse might be blown again on the headlights, taillights, and brake lights. Not sure, haven't had a chance to check, but the dealership said they're going to look into that and get it figured out for the potential buyer. Gonna take it for a very, very short drive. It's not insured to be on the road, but we'll push it through the gears just to, there's a mark, contrasting mark from the handle on the seat. But the doors are in nice shape. And again, a little bit of wearing through on that simulated wood finish. Nothing really to complain about. A few little stains here and there on the entry that might clean up. It's equipped with an AM radio and a clock and a big bright red power brake pedal. Gauges appear to be working. The ignition works fine. Press on the gas pedal and off it goes. We gave it a little blast of starting fluid because it had been sitting for a while. But once I shut it off, it started right back up on its own.
Hold that for you.
Yeah, give me just a minute here. So we're gonna need repair on the fog light switch, and didn't get any. I don't think anybody's broadcasting on AM radio anymore. Mirror's in good shape. The cowl vent operates, and again, both hood latches pull as they should. And we got a horn. All right, gauges are beginning to warm up. take it for a little cruise. Thank you. We're just floating in neutral right now. Clutch seems to engage. Still got a non-synchronized first, which is normal. Clutch engages about 2/3 of the way off the floor. With the clutch pedal pushed in, we're hearing a little bit of a rumble. Let's get out here on the road. A little clutch shudder upon engagement. Speedometer appears to be operating. We got a trip odometer as an option too. Showing about 40 pounds or a little over 40 of oil pressure on the gauge. The gas gauge is floating, so we know it's working. The trip odometer is moving. I don't know if we'll go far enough to trip another mile. 83,999 on the clock. We'll get to third gear here in a minute. The turn signals are operating outside on to the left, and we didn't get one firing on the right. Could be in the switch, not really sure. Hands off the brakes right now. Car stopping reasonably straight. We're at a low speed. We'll spin back around and do it again. All right. See if I can burn some rubber here.
Wow.
All right. She's a bullet.
Feels really strong.
Yeah. It's a big old heavy boat. I'm sure what these things weigh.
Excess of 4,000 for sure.
Supporting nice. Could you show the steering wheel here? While
Yes,
I have my
absolutely.
hands off and my
Yep.
knees off, and I'm going to hit the brakes again real hard. And yeah, it stops good. Maybe a little draw to the right, if any. I don't know as I would be too concerned about that. Downshift back to second here. Doesn't seem to pop out of gear. Alright, we will get back and off camera. I will let the car run and idle a little bit and just make sure that we're not overheating and don't have any other unusual mechanical issues. But I think if you're the buyer of this car and you're looking for kind of a fun cruiser that's doesn't really need any paint work, in my opinion, it doesn't really need any chrome work. Mechanically, it seems to be pretty well sorted out. And interior-wise, I don't really see anything needs to be changed or replaced. We've got some bubbling down here on this chrome bezel by the radio. This might be a piece that wasn't addressed. And I think in general, the dash trim and the gauges and the faces and whatnot, I think those are all original. And I think some other soft components have been changed. The mirror's in great shape. Possibly redone package tray, headliner. Really no issues with any of that stuff. All the interior trim shows nicely. And underneath the hood and underneath the car are both really solid examples of survivors. No rot or decay on the body bushings. And the supports and the gussets are all in really nice shape. Frame connections appear to be really solid.
You're good on this side.
Yep, thanks. Nothing's been repainted underneath there, so no cosmetic undercoating hiding anything. I can give you a quick view of that after we get back in a parked spot.
Can leave it here.
So thanks for hanging out. And we'll take one more look at the floor, and we'll pop the hood up on one side just to give you a view of the engine. Yeah, you might want to leave it running for just a minute. So again, the courtesy lights appear to be running. I'm gonna have my flashlight in hand. Let's see what we can see underneath. Engine sounds good. Do we see anything pouring out? We do not. Full floor pan's good and stout. And then body supports, rocker structure, inner, all of that looks really good. Better still photos of that big X member frame. 356, I think, is the cubic inches. Down low, the reflective quality on the paints, I'm about 2 feet away and 30 pounds overweight, so that's what that looks like. There's a small touch up here, about 1 inch of a nick. And we've got a little cosmetic anomaly down low. It's actually on the other side, but reflective quality is pretty good. You can see just a little bit of orange peel, not so much in this door, but maybe a little more in this door. It's subtle, if any. I think for someone who's looking for a nice kind of a cruiser quality vehicle, a little bit of acrylic kind of lacquer checking, you can see right up in here. But you back up a little bit and it's not really that obvious. You get that hood up? Oh, here, I'll help you. Exhaust sounds good. It's right here. Yep, I can't shut the camera off, so this is not entertaining. You got the other side latched down?
Yep.
Okay. Hold that for just a minute if you'd be so kind.
Yes.
All right.
Watch your hands.
Alright. Turns out I am a Packard hood expert.
Right.
Engine sounds nice. Newer tune-up parts seen. Frame rails are good and stout. Here's our front body support bolts, and all that looks nice and solid for an unrestored car. The cowl tag is present with the numbers that match the title, so no issues there. Oil was clean and up to snuff. Antifreeze was full and green. We're not going to pop it off now. Last thing to talk about would have been the glass. All original glass in this car. Got a few wiper marks here. A couple little sand pecks. They're almost too small to call stone chips. A little pitting on the center bar. All the windows go up and down as they should. I think these vent windows may have been replated 20-30 years ago. A little bit of pitting on them. Nothing too bad. And back here, a small little rock chip in the center of our rear glass and a couple hairline scratches. One small rock chip in the driver's window. Otherwise, these regulators all work really nice. And right there we go. Can you see it? Where's it at? There it is. So nothing really too much to complain about. There's the wheels, tires. The brakes felt good. Clutch feels good with a little bit of shutter on engagement. Trunk is solid. Body looks nice. Paint looks good with some just minor general deterioration. Chrome still looks great. Interior presents nice. I'm going to shut it off and let it run a little longer. Jason from Auto Abrase, thanks for hanging out. This wonderful August day.